we online?
Let me go and check.
I'm just checking that. Alright. It does show up.
Yeah, it is showing up. Now we are in the main race. That the previous one was just the main. It was just main race.
Alright, so the main race. If you can just share the link while I'll just welcome everyone.
I will do that.
I think we are all too familiar with everyone, with all of us right now. So hello and welcome everyone to what is gonna be hopefully the last start we witnessed today.
It's definitely gonna be.
Yeah.
This is a bigger psychological test than it was for Hamilton and Verstappen last year. Let's just be honest. They didn't have to restart the same race 4 times.
Yes, I think the worst one was Saudi last year, which had 3 starts in total. So I think we're on par with that.
That was nothing compared to this. Yeah, that was nothing compared to this.
On par with this, but not in terms of the mental trauma we have to face.
Yeah.
So thankfully no one's readied up yet. We are giving all the drivers enough time to load the setups.
Oh no! Someone's pressed X.
I was just looking down to check if the stream is alright. But yeah, thank you.
That means not only do the drivers have lesser time to load their setups, for sure someone's forgotten to load their setup in. So yeah, it's just panic press X. I can relate with that. I have done it a few times myself, but yeah.
The timer went to 0. We are still waiting. Okay, 2, 3,
no formation,
4, 5. I forgot about that. It's lights out and away we go. It's a decent start for Oxidize, but Raman gets a very good start and Sid Venkatesh gets a flyer up into P1. Alright, into turn 1, but Raman was very deep. Lag over there.
That was a weird teleport right there. I thought Sid Venkatesh had pulled off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Captain Sandhu's up into P3. Yeah, he is just fallen back. Did he have damage? Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to him, but okay, we have somebody driving very slow. That's Abhi. But we have Oxidize loses his front wing going into the back of URL Pradeep.
This is. But no, he still does have his front wing on my screen at least, and that is the most 2017 Vettel start that I've seen.
We have drivers up and down the field. Some have changed their strategy. Smith Shah on the softs is having a bit of a tussle. Captain Sandhu looking to make a move on Sid Venkatesh at the Singapore sling. Sending one down the inside. They make contact. But Sandhu stays where he is.
Very, very risky.
Oh, that was too close for comfort. Wow.
And once again, shout out. Look at this one. Kalyan
Alfa Romeo
with 4 wide going.
Smith. What's going on here? This is chaotic as anything. 5 cars, 6 cars, all side by side. Ferrari dives down the inside.
Trying to pull off that Felipe Massa overtake on Bruno Senna, and he has done it. Meanwhile, shout out Kalyan Verma. His one has not changed. That's why
he taps the wall. Ace and Kalyan side by side through the Raffles Avenue, I think this is, and we have a lot of chaos up and down the fields. Redstone in P13, but Oxidize P1 to P16. And his lap one's not even ended yet. Painful start. But Raman P2 to P1.
Mosquito. He didn't have a front wing. I just seen it, but how is the car still going?
He just broke the front wing on my screen right now. Raman in the lead. He went very deep into turn 1 on the first lap. And Sid Venkatesh P2 is staying there or thereabouts. What's happened to Wicked Vicky? Is he in the pits? I think he is, yeah. That's understandable. Redstone's in the pits. Alright. Raman makes a mistake. He's lost a whole lot of time to Sid Venkatesh.
So to me, Oxidize stayed out. Even though very obviously does have end plate damage. So I'm not sure on that one. And there's a lot of lap 1 pitters now. It was not a good day for the McLaren boys. I think he's given Redstone priority there. That's why he stayed out. Because no reason for you to stay out if you have damage.
Yeah, possibly because I don't think there's much sense in pitting earlier, but alright, we have a couple of drivers who pitted. Crazy Mouse onto the hard tire, Redstone, Wicked Vicky, Mosquito on the mediums. Surprising is that despite the very close calls we have, alright, I don't want to curse it, but I think it must be said as a stat. Oh, Sid Venkatesh, very close.
Oh, Sid Shah going around the outside of the Henderson Bridge on Rev King. Oh, and Rev King's reset to drag. Oh my god.
Oh, ouch. And Sandhu, meanwhile, on Sid Venkatesh, Sandhu has so much more pace on those fresh mediums as compared to Sid's hards. These two are also in a battle,
But
very
you
close,
can
and
see
Raman
that
is.
Sid is running a lot less downforce because
There's a gap forming
he's
behind
losing
Rev
out.
King
Yeah.
Oxidize. I hope that's just a normal overtake and a bit of a.
Oh, to the outside! I don't know what to call this corner, but can he make it stick? He has
Yes, he
made it
can.
stick.
Alright, I'm not catching any overtakes. What's happened behind to Wicked Vicky? Captain Sandhu fastest lap. He is on a charge. Okay, the fastest lap is tumbling down the order like we see after safety car
Why is
restart
there a
very often
yellow
in real
flag
life.
when all these cars?
Oh, Sandhu runs into the back of Sid Venkatesh. Sid has been spun. Oh no, Sid is out.
Sid's out!
Oh! Sandhu went for a very odd dive there, and it's a safety car, the
And
first
look
one.
who- And it was Hershey. It was Hershey who ran into Smith onto Sid because you see that he has no front wing.
Yeah, and I don't think that's his fault per se, but Captain Sandhu, I think he had the pace, but maybe there was no room there. Sid will certainly not be very happy about that.
Yeah,
and
he
now
will not be a happy bunny.
look at Raman.
Any
He
animal
is
in this circle.
Raman's had a.
And look at this man, Kalyan Verma. He was on soft tires. He's at the pit lane.
Oh, people get a penalty. Hershey gets a penalty. Spandan,
This man-
Sandhu, what is going on here? So that was a
You know what's
VSC.
funny, Chips? You know what's funny? Is that was a virtual safety car. The car was retired in the racing line. And I have seen
We have
safety cars come out for debris on track before. So, it just goes to show what this game thinks off of the track.
Raman 6 seconds in the lead. Hershey has fallen back with the drive-through. Obviously,
That's
he's not
Captain
going to have
Sandhu
a good time.
damage. It doesn't look like
Sandhu
it.
doesn't look like he has damage. No, he does not. His front wing's completely intact.
That's
Further
Riksha
back,
completes an
there's a
overtake on
massive
Malav.
train of cars behind Hershey. It's Spandan, Vintage, Smith, You Can Beat Me, and Abhisheks, who are all separated by no more than 2.5 seconds. Spandan hits the wall, and I think he has damaged his end plate. Yes, no, he has
Oh,
not.
there's a crash.
flag.
That's Vicky.
Sector 1. Alright,
And he's about to get lapped by his teammate.
People pitting.
In short order at this point, I'd say. And
Okay,
Hershey,
multiple
not only did he have to drive through, he gets a speeding in the pit lane penalty when he's entering the pits to solve the drive through. And wait, is it just
Why do we
when
have
did
yellow
Vintage
flag?
climb up to third?
We have yellow flags everywhere, but Smith
What's
looking to
happened
make a
Abdul
move on
Samad?
Vintage.
No, Abdul Samad spun last corner. Oh no.
I'm just gonna not follow that for a bit because Smith is looking to make a move on Vintage down Raffles Boulevard. He dummies with Vintage, sends one down the inside. They come very close to contact, but Smith is past. Alright, that was a
What
good
makes that
move.
situation more alarming is that I definitely saw Vintage's light blinking. Which we've had 4 laps in this race, and
Yeah,
one of those was under the virtual safety car.
Yeah, You Can Beat Me can certainly see Vintage's light blinking. Vintage can himself see his own light blinking, apart from the battery indicator itself. But Smith in P3 on the softs though. So
I think he's just trying to create a gap right now. He's a very comfortable P3 once he gaps everyone here and then pits.
yeah, and I would just like to take a moment to mention in lap 4 the field is so spaced out.
And
I mean,
I would also like to mention one thing about Smith. He had a horror start. He was down in like 10th because he did qualify 4th.
yeah,
And then he had an absolute horror start. He was in 10th. He's back up to 3rd.
this has been his charge back.
Yeah.
Up the
He
field.
famously says that he's not that good at starts, but the whole point of him putting on the tire was to negate that. Well, it hasn't negated it, but now he's got the advantage of working the tire in.
So Captain
A
Sandhu
42-9 from
closing in
Sandhu.
very
What is
rapidly on
Smith's-
Raman. Captain Sandhu is really looking to.
Yeah, but Sandhu needs to make this overtake on track as well, because
Well, I just want to
He's on
mention
the-
that Wicked Vicky is about to get lapped, and Wicked Vicky is 1 minute 42 seconds behind his teammate. Oh, that is so painful for him. Wicked Vicky is not having a good race, and Abhishek gets a penalty. Where is he? He's P6, so if I'm not wrong, he started at the back, so that's good for
Yeah,
him.
meanwhile, Malav trying to go to the outside of Vintage player. That is a good move.
And Vintage
Vintage
has
trying
the
to
grip.
stick it up
Vintage is
the
gonna
ins-
stick
no,
there.
he cannot do that because the curb elevated, now oxidized.
Yeah.
He's a man on. Do not count him out. How fast he was in qualifying.
Yeah, Malav making a nice move there, although he didn't catch it on stream. Okay, Hershey in the pits. Obviously, that's for his drive-through. He's not pitting
Now a
actually.
bit of a saving grace for Ramin here because he gets DRS on this part of the lap.
Yeah,
And
and
Captain
Ramin needs
Sandhu doesn't.
DRS from his
Yeah, he needs
teammate.
DRS right now.
So Wicked Vicky playing the team game, defending, not defending, but he is helping out like a lion. I don't think that makes any
And
sense.
one thing
but
I'll say for Smith is that this is a very impressive so far on the wheel. Last two races he's had force feedback issues. I mean, if the new wheel had force feedback issues immediately, then at that point I'd just suggest either just buying a new wheel every time or just switching to the DualSense because it doesn't make much sense at that point.
It is sensible. Oxida is very close to Spandan. Spandan is on slightly fresher tires. We have a yellow flag for Rev
And
King.
Rev King's out.
All
Where
right.
has he crashed?
He's crashed in the Nelson PK section and it's a safety car.
And it's a safety
Oh my.
You can't ride this. And Smith Shaw pits, which I think makes him the default leader of this race.
It will because this is the perfect Fernando Alonso strategy. So Smith and Rev King are going to be summoned to the stewards and 1 year later we're going to see Franz Tost summoned. Oh, Smith has to change his front wing. It did look like he had significant damage, but Smith...
It would seem a bit weird to me that he wasn't at least keeping up with Sandhu's lap times.
So Smith, Pradeep are pitting. Do we have any other people boxing?
You know who this has brought back in? This has brought Oxidized Race right back into play here.
And Redstone as well. Spandan pits. So Rev King... well, that's a very... Oxidized having to slow down really a lot. But alright, Rev King's left the session. Sid Venkatesh are...
you know who I feel for here? I feel for Wicked Vicky because he just got lapped. And this game doesn't allow you to unlap yourself.
Yeah,
so
unlapping is a far-fetched reality. Come on, you can't expect a game
any does not mean all in this game.
Yeah. Any cause may overtake.
But yeah, I do feel for him because he can't unlap himself now. So his only way of getting points now is to just... And everyone's behind him as well. So he's going to get lapped by the entire grid if he's not careful.
Yeah,
so his only hope of scoring points are DNFs. At that point.
Not going to help. So both McLarens are now 15th and 16th. Oxidize, of course, having a horror first few laps. Redstone be just behind him on slightly older tires. So the tire situation is quite convoluted, and in all of this, URL Pradeep has gone on to softs. Okay. Smith Shah on the fresh hards, understandable, but Pradeep, I think he just anticipates a lot of drama.
You can see Smith Shah has landed in quite the perfect range because he's just behind him is his teammate. Of course, his teammate's not gonna overtake him unless he makes a mistake because he knows they're in different races. And can Abdul Samad make it 3 podiums in a row and 3 driver of the days in a row, which I'm pretty sure has never been done before, and to exacerbate. Captain Sandhu's in the pits.
Okay, Sandhu pits. So does Abhi. No, who's that in the pits?
That is a very smart move because the leader hasn't caught up to the safety car yet. So Captain Sandhu is now actually just leading the race.
Yeah, because Abhi is further back and Smith is really far back. So Sandhu... Yeah, everyone who's pitted here is going to be in the de facto lead, but they now need to keep their front wings clean and their penalty sheets clean. They cannot be getting penalties or giving themselves damage, because that is certainly going to not help out their cause. Wicked Vicky, he's had enough.
I was just going to exacerbate his pain. Not only did when he tried to pit, he also then managed to get a 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. So, not only was he lapped, and probably going to be lapped by the entire grid, he then proceeded
what's happening between Abhishek and Ace? They traded places and...
maybe they were driving side by side too close to each other, and
possibly, and Abhishek's getting back ahead of Ace, so... he has to slow down, so thankfully...
I believe this happened in the prior race, didn't it? Because if you drive too close to a car, then the game thinks that you're actually ahead of that car.
Yeah, and again, that's why you can't be on AI. You can't be on AI in this game at all, because the AI...
You can't be on AI right now, and the alarming thing, Chip, is this safety car's been out for 3 laps. Look at how far that Ferrari or Spandan is from where the safety car is right now.
So Raman is ending sector 2, Spandan is just on Raffles Boulevard. He's halfway.
Yeah, so I don't think we're seeing an end to this safety car quite soon, because there's no straights in Singapore, so you're not really catching the safety car at the same rate.
I would like to say that we have seen in the past few races the safety car called in at random occasions. So
at the same time the safety car just doesn't. Waylander has had enough. He's done enough to earn the paycheck. And he does not need to do it anymore.
After what we've seen in the past 2 races today, I don't think anything's out of the equation here. safety car. I think it's
I'm
going to be out
surprised
for...
Raman didn't
Raman's lagging.
pit.
Raman's lagging a lot on my screen at least.
I'm surprised Malav and Vintage didn't pit. They could have taken that track position
See, I think they
Raman
expect
if
another
they really
safety
tried.
car. It's very soon because we have one within the first 5 laps.
Unless there's not going to be that much of field spread. Hopefully, as last time, it was such a good opportunity. You see, Sandhu, he pit. He's still basically he's ahead of everyone who was less than 5 seconds. The only people he's behind are people who are within his 5-second radius, because everyone pit behind him as well.
So the thing is, provided we have no more safety cars, which is highly unlikely and well nigh impossible. In that case, Sandhu has hit the master stroke because the pit lane at Singapore is one of the slowest. I think it's the slowest in F1. Yeah. Alongside Silverstone.
It is the slowest. It is the slowest. The most time-consuming.
Yeah.
You can't fairly measure the time because
Crazy
Abu Dhabi does have a. Oh, what?
What happened?
Oh, it's curfew time. It's curfew time for Crazy Mouse. I think he had to do that.
I think Ericsson hit him because look where he's retired. He's facing the wrong way.
Look at the guts on Spandan right there. He doesn't care.
Yeah. Is gonna go straight through it, and
the genuine reaction when we see those stewards reports to Crazy Mouse. I don't care.
Crazy Mouse.
But yeah, so the people in good position right now. Captains on the Smith Shah, they're chilling right now. They don't have to pit again. They can easily go all the way till the end.
I would also go as far as to say that both the McLarens are in a good position because
and we saw what Oxidize was able to do in qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. Oxidize and Redstone are likely gonna work together as a team, as they should. They are teammates. So Spandan is just about to catch up. Safety car is in this lap, so I should go on board with Malav. You can beat me in the Aston Martin there. So Raman, I'm not sure how he has been at safety car restarts because I've not seen him do too many of them. But certainly on the hard tires he's gonna have a bit of a hard time. While Malav is he's gonna have the initial advantage, but then obviously his mediums are gonna fade away. As time progresses. I sincerely hope it's a clean restart, but yeah, Raman taking his time. The safety car itself is taking a lot of time to come into the pits
because it has to navigate a lot of corners here as well. So everything is just slower in Singapore.
Singapore is a bit of a painful race, and we've not even hit 1/3 race distance yet. But Raman is gonna bolt anytime now, and Malav is gonna have to get a good reaction time out of it. Malav is getting closer and closer. He is gonna, and Raman is taking it slow to the line, and
I hope
he
knows
has
what the line is because
he's bolted there. Few position changes behind. And Winters gets a fantastic restart compared to Malav.
Smith Shah versus Captain Sandhu. Smith Shah pulled off the overtake. That's very important, remember, because they're on the same strategy.
Yeah, exactly. And Smith is now in the de facto lead. We have who's this Ace trying to make a move on Malav, and Ace very close. Oh, he has a bit of a slide there, but Smith could get Abhishek's. Abhishek's obviously not having pitted yet.
I don't really think he'll try. I think he knows that everyone bar him and Sandhu are basically a pit stop down.
I think he does know that, and Abhishek goes very deep into that corner, and this is a nice bundle over here. But Raman,
a very nice move there from Smith Shah. I must commend him. Meanwhile, Abhishek has had a moment following Ace. If you saw that on the far cam, and that is an easy overtake for Smith Shah then. And he's going to try and overtake Ace as well. Perhaps
he should be.
Captain Sandhu had to slow down so much because Abhishek.
This is a.
Showed him the.
Oh my, limits. This is crazy. And Smith looking to make a move on
and
Ace.
And now Captain Sandhu is going to start to get desperate. You see that gap that Ace has between him and Malav ahead of him. So if Captain Sandhu doesn't overtake Abhishek fast enough,
Smith,
he could be left in the dust.
Smith can bide his time here. He is in the de facto lead. This is very reminiscent to 2019 Sebastian Vettel.
And now Captain Sandhu has to worry about one thing: is that URL Pradeep is on soft tires.
So does Abhishek not have a front wing?
Challenge him.
Abhishek doesn't have a front wing or what? I think. Yeah, his end plate is missing.
His end plate is. I'm surprised that only his end plate is missing. I saw him going to that wall.
Catch the crash and Ace has spun.
Oh no, Ace.
Oh
what's
my,
with Alfa Romeos in Sector 3? And
Abhishek carries on.
Such a painful.
Abhishek carries on.
Oh, he does. Oh, he does.
Sandhu.
Oh, he knows. I know why he's carrying on because Sandhu's his championship rival. So if he can hold him up.
Yeah. I
This
think
race
that's
is not going his way
clever.
so far. If he can hold him up,
But-
he's.
But
As
they are
Kalyan Verma gets
so
5 seconds speeding in the
close.
pit lane.
Abhishek's
How did Hershey end up 32 seconds behind everyone?
because he boxed. I don't know why he boxed at the start of the safety car. Maybe it was to get rid of his dive through. I'm not sure. But Sandhu trying to make the move on Abhishek's down Rapids Boulevard. He does make the move. Abhishek has nothing to defend with.
He cannot challenge that because he has that
Yeah, and
broken
Pradeep
wing.
behind is gonna make a move, sending one down the inside at this section,
And
and the tree
Pradeep
is very
knows he
nicely
has soft
blocking
tires
that.
on, so
But
I
Pradeep not.
wouldn't really fight that if I were Abhishek, but of course he needs track
Yeah, but
position. Very
Pradeep
important
is
here.
not been able to make the move there. Oxidize and Redstone P10, P11 meanwhile. They are doing well.
Slowly,
Meanwhile, further back,
slowly.
Oxidize looking to make a move on Abhi. This is. I would just like to mention the other Red Bull vintage player got a phenomenal restart. He got past Malav
he
before they were
absolutely
even
caught
halfway through the
Malav
main straight.
sleeping right
Yeah,
there.
not even halfway through the main straight. Abdul has a very big moment. Abhi is gonna get him, I think. Yeah, he is. We have a yellow
What's
flag for a
happened to-
Williams who's
what's-
sideways. I don't know. I think that is Mosquito.
right there.
And Oxidize making a move on Abdul. Oxidize sliding around. Let
Abdul,
me just
but
go
Abdul
on.
keeps it. Oxidize, he needs
Abdul
to
is racing
patient
hard.
with these moves here because
Oh,
he can't.
Oxidize
He knows that Abdul is
bounced
not
the
in his race.
Oh, this is Abdul is not gonna let them by with ease, and Abdul goes very deep
Abdul
into that
had
corner.
a big moment on the
Yeah,
braking
yeah.
right there, and that is something that you can always. If somebody has a moment ahead of you, you can. You have
DRS
very
enabled.
high chance of losing your wing there.
So
Because
with
you have to react so fast.
Yeah, with DRS
Everyone
enabled,
else.
Abhishek is pitting. So, and Abdul gets a very bad exit out of the final corner. Oxidize could
I
get
think
him
this
here.
should be it for Oxidize, but
Yeah,
no
this
DRS
is-
on this
he's
part.
gonna
of course.
send one
He
down
don't
the
even-
inside,
he
and
sends
Abdul
it, and Abdul
stays
is not
clean.
gonna fight that. But Redstone
Now-
is probably gonna have to use DRS.
Oh,
to
who's
get
that?
past.
Spandan!
Spandan!
Almost doing what Captain Sandhu did to Sid Venkatesh. But with DRS, I think this is going to be straightforward for Redstone, who gets so dearly close to the back
Oh, but
of...
that's compromises exit, and even Abdul has DRS. I
yeah,
remember.
I think that was given. Oxidize does not have DRS. So no moves being made right now, but Redstone, I think, is
And now
looking
Smitsha's
feisty.
coming up to Malav, by the way.
What's happened to Abhishek?
What's happening?
He's
Abhishek?
falling back
Oh, I
from
think
Hershey. Yeah, he pitted, but
moment. I think he's just come out of the pit. and
Redstone
lost the
making a
position
move.
as
Singapore
Mosquito
sling.
has spun.
And Redstone making a move with the Singapore sling, and he makes the move on Abdul Samad. That was a fantastic move.
bold
Very
move right
bold
there.
So Redstone, guns blazing, and can the hard tires last the distance for these people?
I think
Oxidize
they
Redstone.
easily could because they pick on like what lap 7 or something. I'm a bit unsure on the Macker boys, especially Redstone, because his is 2 laps older than
Yeah, correct.
Oxidize.
And Oxidize already on the back of Abhi here. He could be making the move
Malav
further
is
up.
going so
Yeah,
slowly through that section.
Malav.
And
Just
it's
gonna
allowing
mention.
Captain Sandhu to catch up to Smith Shah again, and I think the hurry up will be coming along.
Oh, look at
very
how
soon.
slow Malav was through the penultimate corner. That
he
compromised
actually
Smith's line.
forced Smith Shah to check his line right there.
Yeah,
a
the
bit.
Smith's line was badly compromised through that section. Oxidize could be getting Abhi here, so we can't discount Oxidize as well. He's gonna send one down the inside, and oh, that was very close. But thankfully he
I
backed
think
off at the right
Oxidize knows
moment.
is a better chance at the second.
Malav is very close to
DRS.
Vintage. Malav
And
could
Malav
get
is very
Vintage
close
down.
to Vintage as well, so we
Yeah,
can't even. Everyone's trying to attack
With
everyone. so
DRS,
it's-
with DRS down Raffles Boulevard, he goes around the outside, which will become.
Oh my god, Vintage! Oh, I prefer really not to speak because if I speak, I am in big trouble right there. Ooh,
Vintage. Could there have been some more space left? Malav, did he go for a gap which was diminishing? That's for the stewards. That's not for me to
We
decide.
are humble
But-
commentators.
Yeah, we are just humble
But
commentators.
free
of this.
position there for Smith Shah.
Smith and Sandhu, and obviously Malav not without a front wing. Oxidize make the move on Abhi. Singapore sling is a very
now
common
Oxidize
place
will
to
have to
an
make
overtake.
this move. When can he make this move on Malav?
I think
he
down
won't
the
be close
backs-
enough to him at the bridge.
Yeah, down
Hopefully
Esplanade
Malav
Drive.
doesn't fight it given he has no wing at all and
Malav,
he doesn't. He actually just
Good
moves
sportsmanship
offline.
there. That's very good sportsmanship, and he's actually keeping
But
up.
he's keeping up on the straight because he has no wing.
Abhi is gonna be stuck behind, or is he? No, Malav moves out of the way. Does he? Yeah, Redstone gets out of the way. Abdul further back is having to defend from Spandan, but Redstone now having a bit of a moment there.
All this is doing by the way, he's just helping Raman because he's That gap was
Spandan and Abdul crash!
Smith the spun.
Oh my. And the same place where he saw the driver ahead of him ace spin a few laps ago, he makes a mistake. Spandan and Smith. Spandan is looking feisty. Spandan and Abdul made contact, and Smith is so close to Spandan. But of course, Smith has now lost out on a chance to get track position. Malav in the pits, obviously.
Now you look at this. Oxidized, he's only 3
Sandhu on
vintage,
sending one down the inside. This is where it went ugly for Malav last time out. Vintage.
I think
can't
Vintage
defend it.
will have to cede position there. He cannot follow as Abhishek is a 141.6, which I'm pretty sure some teams won't be able to even do in qualifying tomorrow, given what I saw of the running today. So that's realism game for you right there.
Abhi and Redstone. Abhi is managing to hold on to Redstone quite well. And why wouldn't
Oxidize, he's barely behind the de facto leader, that's Captain Sandhu right now. He is
about 3 seconds? 3 seconds.
Yeah, about 3, and he is gaining all the time as well.
Because Pradeep's tires are obviously like, I'm doubtful as to what Pradeep thought with his strategy. Oxidize going very deep, and he's gonna make the move on Pradeep. Wow. Kya baat hai?
Got him sleeping right there. And now Oxidize just has to overtake Vintage, and for him it's going to be easy because Vintage has nobody in his DRS now.
Yeah, Vintage is
and look at
Vintage
now. Was 3 seconds in one lap. Does he have damage?
No, I don't think he's damaged. I think that's just his medium tires. He's on medium tires, obviously. They are very old. I just like to mention Ramen has not budged a single bit. He's just stayed in the lead. Oxidize is so close to Vintage.
You think Ramen can he can overcut? He's thinking he could overcut and then still come back at Sandhu towards the end. That's the only strategy he really has left since he chose not to pit at the city car.
With how the track is, so okay, Oxidize on Vintage.
And look at Oxidize already up into P3. This one was last on lap 1. He also was first on lap 1, so that's a whole kettle of fish we won't get into.
Further behind, the McLaren boys are making good progress, but do you think that in the case of an untimely safety car they should pit?
Stewart's verdict on that Vintage one, NFA. Thank you, Arjun Grewal. I think Vintage should be rewarded though, to be honest, considering who is saving us from. But yeah. And as soon as anyone gaps, look, Vintage he's losing time to Pradeep of all people, who should be in even worse tires. So his pace has just fallen. A cliff would be an understatement at this point. It's a big ravine.
And Vintage just pulls off. Does he have?
They're in the same party chart, I think. So
possibly Redstone and Vintage. No, Redstone and Vintage I doubt, but no, I think Vintage is just struggling too much. Redstone
look at that! Because Pradeep tires should arguably be more short than Vintage is.
Yeah, Vintage will be able to see. Oh, Pradeep! What happened to Redstone? Oh no! He doesn't have damage. Abhi and Redstone side by side.
Abhi spin, Smith sharp.
3-car battle.
Smith shut outside. 3 wide into this tight right-hander.
And Redstone losing.
They all come out safely, and Redstone does lose the place. Sneaky from Smith Shah right there.
Smith making the most of that opportunity. Why has he gone straight?
Oh, he had to check up there because Abhi broke really early, and to avoid going into his rear, he had to check himself.
Yeah, I was on cinematic camera, just doubtful as to why Smith has chosen the escape road there. But what's happened to Vintage? He's boxed. Okay, Vintage
is finally boxing, and I don't think Smith will be happy right there because that was. Oh, he had to take avoiding action.
Smith will certainly not be very cheery with Abhi anytime soon. But
and now you look at this, because Captain Sandhu's driving very fast. He's gained a second on Ramen, yet he has been cut by a second himself.
By Oxidize. So I'm not sure where this race is gonna go from here. Because
dude, I mean, you must appreciate URL Pradeep. His strategy is basically. Oh, what's happened to Spandan? No, it's Abhishek, the championship leader, I think. Is he the championship leader, Sandhu?
I am unsure, but he has no front wing. Oh, painful. Very painful.
This is not going well
Redstone
for him.
Again gonna make the move on Abhi. Is he gonna make the move at the Singapore Sling again? No, he is not, but he gets so close, he taps Abhi's rear end.
Now we understand, by the way, the method behind URL Pradeep's madness. He's basically gonna come out back in a points position, and he's gonna be on fresh mediums late on. So he can make a very big charge up the grid.
So
when this is
Pradeep
done.
being overtaken by Abhi being overtaken by
Can
Redstone.
Abhi try it? No, he's not close enough. He's not close enough. And Redstone now pulls a
Redstone gets a
sneaky.
fantastic
He's gonna
exit.
do what Abhi did to him and Smith
Yeah.
did to him on just the previous lap. Abhi tries to stick it on, but there's no space there for two cars, and that's a good overtake from Redstone. I
Cinematic
think
camera
Pradeep
being
is
very
gonna pit
kind
as
here.
soon as he gets overtaken.
Yeah,
Because
and,
I think what he's trying to do right now is trying to inflate this gap up here so that when he pits, he has lesser
Look at
time to
Redstone.
catch.
Redstone on Pradeep. So I would just like to mention that theoretically, very close there.
Look at Oxidize! I must read Captain Sandhu's gained a second and he's lost a second. What is Oxidize driving?
Abhi in the pits. Redstone spun again. Redstone, come down.
No damage again somehow. And now Smith tries ahead of Redstone again.
Is Redstone lucky or unlucky here?
It is Schrodinger's luck right there.
Yeah, Schrodinger's luck. Oh.
Meanwhile, his teammate, once again, a dedicated Oxidized race section here.
Yeah.
This man, he is pulling in the second fastest car on track at the same rate that the second fastest car is pulling everyone else.
I would just also say that once Captain Sandhu catches up to Raman, it's not a given that he's gonna just overtake him with ease. There is gonna be some effort.
Yeah.
And that's a brilliant cinematic shot under the when Oxidized
So
went through the Anderson
this is the
Bridge.
most 2013 analogy. To go back to a 2013 analogy, this is Sebastian Vettel and Captain Sandhu is Fernando Alonso right now, faster than everyone but one.
Well,
If you remember the 2013 Singapore race, they both finished like 50 seconds ahead of the next car.
I don't remember 2013, but I think I remember 2010. I think that's what you're talking about.
No, in 2013, I do distinctly remember that Vettel won by half a minute, and then Alonso was also like 17 seconds ahead of. I think it was Nico Rosberg or Lewis Hamilton, one of them.
I'm not sure.
It was that season where they both finished first and second for like 5 races in a row. Before doing that became common in F1.
Yes. Good point. So, Smith behind Abdul are the two Alfa Romeos going to swap his fronts. Just going to send a message down
Smith
to
and Redstone, these two just
Pradeep
want
in
to
the
stay
pits.
attached to each other all the time, don't they? They both. And now Pradeep finally pits. He's done a good strategy on this off.
What's he going to do now? Mediums?
Can
Hards?
easily go mediums till the end. It's 13 laps because we're
Vintage
already
gets a
on lap
penalty.
18 when he crosses the line.
Vintage, unfortunate. Redstone is still pushing hard while Smith is trying to get past Abdul. Abdul, being his teammate, is not going to put up much of a fight, but not the same case with Redstone. Pradeep on 5-lap old mediums, so
Everything's
Smith
going to
taps
start
the wall.
kicking off in that front, at
Smith
the front
lightly
in
tapped
a
the
few
wall.
laps time.
Smith has no front wing damage.
And to be honest, for Raman, I think a podium is still very much possible because of that Pradeep strategy. It's left him with around a 15-second gap to P4.
See, he's gonna be. The thing is, if he pits now, he's gonna come out somewhere behind Redstone.
I think he's going to hope to come out in this gap between Redstone and Ace. That's 8 seconds, so that he can just try and overtake as many people as he can.
Yeah, I doubt he's going to
look
come
to
out
come out in
behind
that gap between Ace and Hershey.
Yeah, that's not a gap he wants to come out into. But I think maybe just going the distance, he will be waiting for a luckily timed safety car. Captain Sandhu, Oxidized Rage, and Raman are now separated by about 2.5 seconds. Wow.
And one sec, just for the viewers, I'm just gonna pull up, and now the race director doesn't work. Okay, wait. So Captain Sandhu is doing 43 5s, 43 8, 43 9, 43 7. Raman is in the 45s, and Oxidized Rage is doing 43 zeros to near 42s. So Captain Sandhu is in his own world in terms of pace, and Oxidized Rage is in a different galaxy.
Sandhu makes a mistake. This is gonna give Oxidized some reason to catch up, which he is already going to do. He's gonna get DRS while Sandhu
meanwhile,
is not.
Redstone Dub trying to overtake Abdul Samad down into this main straight right
He got
here.
a penalty.
And now Oxidized has DRS on Captain Sandhu, but Captain Sandhu
Within
doesn't
the
have
next
it on
lap,
Raman.
we should see Oxidized making the overtake, attempting an overtake at least on Sandhu. But yeah, Redstone's the only one trying to make a move. No, Abhishek and Abhi are also battling. They're side by side to the penultimate corner, final corner. Abhishek runs very wide and Abhi is ahead.
That's a smart one from Abhi. He made him take that wider line.
Redstone making the move on Abdul. Redstone getting past Abdul, and Abdul relegated down to P7.
I mean, Abdul's considering where he was at the start, where he started this dead last, remember. So it's a pretty solid drive.
Abdul is
he still has
driving
to
very
pit.
well.
He still has to pit though. So I think he'll be aiming for a points finish, even despite that.
See, I expect him to be like logically waiting for a safety car. Okay, so the top three are within DRS range of one another. Ramen, on the same time he started the race on, is gonna have to defend very hard from Captain Sandhu and a
But remember,
fast charging
Sandhu
Oxidize.
can't use up his ERS right now because he will have to use that to defend immediately
Yes.
once Ramen is cleared.
Oxidize, should Oxidize chill right now, or should he like push
I
to
think
get
he
close?
definitely is in a bit of position to chill. It's all relying on Sandhu to make moves right now, isn't it?
Because
So
see, Sandhu and Ramen battle. This gives Oxidize free. He can conserve his battery. He just needs to work his tires properly, and he's gonna get the best out of the situation.
Oxidize, look at it. He's doing 43
Sandhu,
zeros.
Sandhu very close. I think down the back straight, down Raffles Boulevard, we should see a move being made or attempted at least on Oxidize.
Captain Sandhu is 1 second quicker
Oh,
than
Sandhu
Raman,
gets
and then
so
Oxidize is 7 tenths quicker than Captain Sandhu. So
Redstone and Abdul yet again battling. I don't think we should be following that right now because Oxidize.
Any movement between the leading pack.
No, I think that's stable for now.
And remember, Redstone versus Abdul now again. Abdul's light is blinking, so probably should be done at this point.
Yeah, the leaders are in the field of their own. We have a yellow flag for Kalyan Verma. So the soft tire maestro has had a bit of a moment.
And Smith Shah catching up to Spandan. So despite all the spins, podium still
Redstone and
very much on the
Abdul,
cards.
they make contact under Raffles
Oxidizing,
Boulevard.
Captain Oxidized throughout the sling has overtaken, and he now leads. I mean, basically does lead because Raman has to pit.
I'm utterly speechless. I did not even realize that.
He was last. He was on pole. He was last. He gave himself a last to first challenge.
And he's done it very well in the pits.
In the pit lane. So
Thankfully. Alright, so Oxidize next lap is where he makes the move on Ramen, you think? Look at how close he gets to Ramen.
Look at it. He's having to check his braking right now. He doesn't have to do that Smith Shah thing where he had to go straight on to avoid a collision.
Yeah, Sandhu's fallen back by almost a second. So Sandhu not having the best of times despite being on slightly fresher tires. I think
look at that. One thing I saw with that and Ramen pits immediately. It will be so frustrating to Sandhu. But one thing I've just noticed is that Oxidize is on negative. All of these guys are on negative fuel, by the way. Have you noticed that? A lot of these people are on negative fuel. So they need to start conserving.
So where is... I would just like to see where Ramen comes out in respect to Spandan and Smith. So I think he's going to come out just ahead of Redstone.
If he can come out there, then he's done a very, very good job.
Oh, he's going to be very close between him and Ramen. This is going to be very close. I hope it's not reminiscent of what happened.
Because Ramen has to take the long way around this.
Abdul and...
Can he come out ahead of Abdul? He would have wanted to come out ahead of Abdul, but he can't.
That would have been very similar to...
Why is there a 39-second gap between 7th and 8th? How is Hershey 8th? I swear he was like 15th or something 5 laps ago. My head hurts. Smith Shah down the DRS zone. He pushes a bit on Spandan, but they keep it up for now. The position, and this is about podium as well, which Smith Shah doesn't necessarily have to do because.
Yeah, Sandhu is very close to attack as well. Smith on Spandan.
And Smith knows. I think he knows he will have to defend from Raman by the end of this race.
Yeah, the sling is a common place to overtake, but not for Smith at the moment, who goes very deep into that corner. He almost broke his front wing. What happened to Abdul?
I hope he doesn't have to check his braking again.
Abdul and Raman. Abdul taps the wall. Oh no, oh no. Sad, but I think
Raman has made that move. Now he needs to catch up a 3-second gap. And I think Raman knows
Raman goes very deep into that corner.
Ooh, he's lucky not to break his wing right there. He's a lucky boy.
Pradeep on Abhishek.
Doesn't this remind you, this Oxidized race so far of Max Verstappen at Belgium? It didn't
really
matter
does.
where he was.
He just has the pace with no one to challenge him.
That was the first lap where Sandhu has been has had a faster lap than him. But remember, Sandhu gets DRS. Oxidized doesn't.
Does not. And I think the lap times are sensibly matched.
Yeah, now it's matched. So he is going to have to try and break that 1-second gap.
But it's more of a challenge for Oxidize because he's on older tires as well. So can he bring it to the end? Spandan gets a penalty.
Gets another 3 seconds. So I think Smith he has to make this overtake though because he knows that Raman is behind like 5 seconds, which is not really that much with a tire displacement.
Smith with
and
DRS
now on this lap, now you see he sees that Spandan's
Raffles Bowl. But Smith taking a very
unorthodox.
Yes, and Spandan yet again holding it around the outside. And can we get a good
I think
view,
Spandan would
please?
have to give that position
Yeah,
back.
Spandan
Even
has
if he
to
did make
see.
the overtake because he did go off the track.
Abdul on mediums. Can he do something? P14. I think he can. Points are on the table.
I think
certainly.
he can. He's come out. It's Pradeep in 12. Is not really making any inroads. He only needs to gain what's around 7 seconds to get points.
Oh, Sandhu has a massive moment just as I went on board with him, and he's lost almost.
Is that the break? That just goes to show how hard he was pushing to keep up.
So that was.
And for Sandhu, like he has to be realistic. Abhishek is not scoring much points. Sid Venkatesh is out. Redstone's behind him. It's a comfortable Peter Oxygen pits.
Huh? Why?
Oxidized pit? Why? Why is he pitting? Oh, there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Hopefully there's URL Pradeep spun around. That won't be a safety car.
He's back on his way and he doesn't reset to track.
Yes, baby, come on.
Thankfully. Okay, Oxidize.
Does Oxidize believe that he can catch up?
Can he? Is he gonna get ahead of Smith? Stay ahead of Smith rather. I doubt he is. No, he's not. Spandan. Raman gets a fastest lap on Redstone. Oxidize.
I don't understand. So does that mean that we have overshot the life expectancy of those hearts, and even Sandhu will have to come in?
Possibly because. Well,
that was very weird. Because
but look at Redstone. Redstone's going on.
He's on older tires than the ones that Oxidize had at that point.
I'm just gonna put it. Yeah, Redstone was obviously on 2-lap older tires. Redstone gonna make the move, sending one down the inside of Spandan at the end of sector 1. I'm not sure what turn or corner number this is, but Spandan holds on for now. Spandan is fighting quite aggressively with everyone, and Redstone is no different. Redstone
spun again! And he's not broken his wing again.
I hope he doesn't have rear wing damage. He tapped the wall there, but Redstone is having a painful race today. I think should he just spit at the moment and go on to mediums.
Oxidize is basically relying on everyone else spitting now. He was comfortably faster. We saw his pace. Sandhu just made a mistake as well, so he was out of the DRS race.
Raman on Spandan, sending on down the inside. Spandan is gonna defend it. Raman cuts the corner. Spandan bangs into the wall.
Spandan hit the wall. You heard that noise? Through. Oh,
what happened?
Almost he hit the barrier. Almost at that same turn.
But losing a lot of time.
Oxidize, he would have.
What's wrong with Raman's lines through these corners?
Yeah. Does he have wing damage? Oh, Oxidize! Oh my god, I thought for a second that he might try it, but he's forced Spandan into an error.
He's really. And Spandan
will have to come out.
Okay.
Get out of
so is he gonna get DRS here from Spandan? I believe he is.
Have we overshot the expectancy of these tires? Because everyone seems to be pitting in super early. And once again, as I mentioned, look at the dash on the screen. Captain Sandhu's gonna run out of fuel by the end of this race, and so is Oxidize.
See, they are banking on a safety car. I think they have to. Smith, I think, is with positive fuel.
He does have a lap of positive fuel.
So Spandan and Redstone are pitting. Redstone obviously not having a very good
Spandan was on softs.
So is Hershey. Okay, so I think
that's bold.
Look, we did see Pradeep go a long distance on the softs, about 10 laps, but most of those were under safety cars, so
yeah,
I'm not sure what to call it.
One saving grace, a low fuel mode is on easy. You lose around 8 to 9 seconds a lap if you drive a lap on low fuel mode, but that's on a track with a lot of straights. You would lose even more on a track with corners because you always gonna be in the wrong gears.
Yeah, you won't have enough time to get the power back up to full.
So at the rate he's going, he'll only run out on the last lap, so that shouldn't be enough for, let's say, Smith to make up the 19-second gap. But if it lasts for more than that, if it goes beyond a lap, then he's in serious trouble. Which is why Oxidize pitting makes no sense, because you use up more fuel when you're stationary, because you have to rev the car.
See, at this point, I would just like to pose the question. We haven't seen a safety car in a while, so in case we unfortunately do.
No, let's not jinx that. I've been avoiding that. I've been avoiding that like the elephant that it is.
I have as well.
Oxidize absolutely ripping the field right now, but he would have to. He would have to do a lot to justify the strategy.
That's
is
a
all I'm
really
saying.
tall mountain, and he's not really like making crazy inroads right now. While Ramen is on Smith-Shah obviously nowhere close to being on the same tires as
But do you think
Ramen's.
Sandhu needs to be taking this level of risk with his strategy? I mean, all of his other
Sandhu can chill.
championship contenders are pretty much out of the running in this race. So he would gain a lot of points even if he were to finish P2.
Look, Sandhu can have a good time. Abhishek's in Mosquito. They're having a battle, and Redstone on Mosquito, and Mosquito overshoots the first turn very badly, and Mosquito has to take the escape road, and Abdul Samad is into P10. Redstone looking to make a move on Hashi for the fastest lap.
It's their very own light show.
Abhishek's having a very disastrous race today, and he lets him by. Oh, no, he doesn't have a right end plate. So Redstone in P8. Abdul Samad, could he also make the move? I doubt he can.
Time penalty.
Abhishek is really struggling. Abdul,
yeah, not the best
Abdul
of races for him, as Raman was on
the
the outside of Smith-Shah, absolutely violated right there. Oh, but then he immediately cuts the next corner, which will allow Smith-Shah to have a go back at him, because he's lost. Ooh, I thought for a second there Oxidize had to really move out of the way. But this is why Oxidize pitting made no sense. He could have pit later on for soft tires, cleared this pack. With
he
pace,
should have gone for
and then pit. He only needed to gain like 6 seconds
anyway,
yellow flag.
Everyone
was fighting against Redstone again. It's Redstone again.
I'm not gonna switch to that. I have respect for him, so I'm gonna respect.
Meanwhile, Oxidize on Smith-Shah down the inside, and Raman's missed the turn. Oh no, he has. That was just a glitch. That was a very bad glitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Raman keeps lagging and glitching out on our screens. But further back, the battle for P8 is very intense between Abhishek, Abdul, Spandan, Mosquito, and whose Ace was also joining the party. And obviously Redstone, who is joining and leading the party. Ace has been tagged by Redstone there. I was showing some hand actions there.
And meanwhile, one thing, Abhi is 5th in this race.
Ace is taking a long time. I hope that's not
and Abhishek spits.
Okay.
Ace. Yeah, one thing we forgot to mention. Abhi is 5th in this race. We have not focused on him at all. How has he done this?
I think that that's the best thing to do. Be under the radar. Don't cause chaos. Be consistent. Be clean and score some good points. I think that is the motto everyone should be following. But yeah, Abhi and Malav as well. After that horrible moment with Vintage, Malav is back in P6 ahead of Vintage. So yeah, Malav and Abhi, you can beat me, and Abhi are doing quite well.
We're hitting potential panic stations here with Oxidize, because
look at Raman's really struggling. Oxidize,
and he's glitching a lot as well.
Never mind, Raman.
Sandhu. Oh, Raman's gone into the wall.
No,
he's not.
Yeah,
that is a glitch. What's happening to Smith? Anyway, as I was saying,
why do we have yellow flag?
Someone crashed. It is more. Is it Mosquito? Or is it?
Yeah, it is Mosquito, and Redstone is slowing. Why is he slowing down?
Oh no, let's just not. It's too much respect.
Yeah, but he has a full front wing, and I think
the tires were very hot right there. So as I was saying earlier, it's hitting panic stations right now for Oxidize, because he is half a lap
yellow
down.
Flag for Smith.
Smith spun.
Oh no! Oh no!
And that surely is him out of podium contention now. Unless something happens. But one thing, he might still get this position on Oxidize, because Oxidize has half a lap of fuel less now, and that is quite a significant amount on track time. Which means that he will be losing a lot of time on that last lap, because he's going to run out of fuel. If the fuel gauge is accurate, which I'm hoping that at least Cody can do this thing correctly.
The fuel gauge is usually accurate.
Yeah, so Smith, it's not all lost yet for him.
Smith just
he is relying
to not make
now
any more mistakes.
Redstone has died in the pits.
Okay.
As Ace pits.
Abhishek carries on. Ace, what's he going to do? If he wants to go for a faster lap, he should go a bit later on. But how's it gonna matter? He's gonna get lapped by Captain Sandhu. Oh, all right. So Captain Sandhu.
Now Captain Sandhu's tires are the same age at which Oxidize chose to pit. If he can drag those tires for the extra laps, then Oxidize's strategy really comes into a bit of question here. He's comfortably been the fastest man on track right now.
May I just say that possibly Oxidize is running a high tire wear setup, wherein even though he could have potentially got to the end, it would have been very, very risky, and well, he would have lost a lot of points with that. Do you think that's a possibility?
I think that is a possibility, as a yellow flags for no reason. No one has even
That's
done anything
Codemasters.
like that. But yeah, as I was stating, Oxidize, at least he will be interested in the explanation. Because he's so fast. He was last, then he was first, then he pit, and then he's second again. So like that. That is a different level right there, and when you have that sort of pace, you kind of did have to back himself, didn't you? Because if you're first, track position matters a lot. You kind of do have to back yourself that you will be able to put, even on worn tires, enough of a sufficient distance. And he was like 1.7 seconds ahead of Sandhu by the time they pit, and he was gaining quite a lot on Sandhu, who was gaining a second on everyone else. So.
Look, the only saving there is for Oxidize here is that he is gonna benefit from Raman's 3-second penalty, and well, the only person with 6 seconds is Spandan. Apart from that, You Can Beat Me, Vintage Player, Hershey, and Abhishek's all have 3 seconds of penalties. So the closest battle on track is for P2, while Sandhu is comfortably in the lead. Let's just have a look at the positions, because why not? Abhi up 11 places, Abdul up 10 places, Sandhu up 5 places.
Oh, and Oxidize spun!
Oh no!
Oh no, now the pit down the strategy looks even worse in hindsight. He has put not a foot wrong so far. And the one time he does, and remember, he's gonna run out of fuel on the last lap. Look at that fuel gauge now, it's more than half a lap in. So he is gonna probably lose this position to Smith Shah by the end.
He should start lifting and coasting and, well, short shifting. Not short shifting, rather shifting earlier. Because, well, Smith is...
no.
I feel so bad for Oxidize at the moment.
One thing with his earlier strategy was, if he just wanted to pit anyway, he could surely have waited a few laps until he was clear of everyone. Then come out. He would have been around 15 seconds behind Sandhu on soft tires with like 6 laps left. He surely would have been able to reel him in by the end of the race still. Yeah, and now the spin is just making it look worse in hindsight. It's just a metaphor for Ferrari's season. He's had incredible pace, but he's operationally maybe not utilized it in the correct way.
I think you've summed it up quite well. Ferrari often shoot themselves in the foot voluntarily. But yeah, so we've seen no one's like free from making a mistake. Everyone here, I think, has... Well, we've seen Oxidize. Did we see Raman make a mistake anywhere during the race?
I think we did, didn't we?
Raman,
it's so difficult to tell with Raman when he spun or when he didn't, because his car keeps moving around on the screen.
Yeah.
So I have to decide between what was real and what was fake. He's making us play Inception right now. But props, it officially can't come out now, so I'm going to say good job on no safety car after that initial one.
Yes, well done to the entire
now
field.
The Codis will break the game just to make a safety car come out.
And
just like they did with you.
Yeah, I think they...
Meanwhile, I must say, Smith is going really slow. So Oxidize's podium is probably safe. What's not safe for Smith is that 4th place, because he just got caught a second in 2 corners, not a sector, by Abhi.
But just going on board with Abhi, he seems so composed and calm at the moment, Abhi. Well, Smith is bound to struggle because he's on, well, 23 lap old hard tires, which are gonna... I think he's pitted very early and just gone guns blazing to the end, which is... He's 8 tenths down in the first sector alone, so... Only saving grace is that he doesn't have any penalties, and as I see that, Vintage gets a penalty, so... well...
One thing, I was just calculating this in my head. Around the time the Oxidize has lost in this race, so he obviously lost, I think, safe to say 25 seconds at the start itself. Yeah. And then he had another pit stop, which is another 27 seconds. Then he spun. So he's lost close to a minute in this race. And he's still third. 20 seconds-ish behind the leader.
And easily 15 seconds ahead of the next driver. So, Oxidize... Oh, Pradeep in the pits. Is he gonna get lapped by Sandhu? Well, he's already been lapped by Sandhu. My bad. He's gonna get lapped by
I think
Raman
this is
as
just
well.
the fastest lap roulette now.
Yeah, between Ace,
happening.
Abhishek's, Pradeep.
And Abhishek needs the fastest lap as well because he needs to get as many points as possible for his own championship,
At the
especially since
moment,
Sandhu is leading
yeah, at
the
the moment,
race.
Abhishek could get an extra point thanks to Mosquito.
When we look back on the championship, this might be the day that did it for Sandhu because he was 1 point ahead, I think, or 1 point behind. He's going to be long way ahead now in the championship. It of course only takes one DNF, but if he can just consistently score points now, he doesn't necessarily need to win many of the races coming up after this, as long as he keeps it consistent. He's driven a very composed race, so we've lost kind of track of him in his whole Oxidized rage thing, but he's not made the mistakes that Oxidized has. Let's just say that. Even though he was driving a slightly lesser pace than him, which is nothing to be ashamed of really, because Oxidized was absolutely
Oxidized is catching up again to Raman, who's that ahead.
There's not going to be enough laps left.
Yeah.
Maybe he can get within 3 seconds though, you never know.
Well, he's gained about 2.5 seconds in just 2 laps. So, well, you never know, let's just not put it.
Yeah, we don't even know, like, I don't want to jinx anyone right now because even Sandhu and Smith are on quite worn tires. So,
and Sandhu, well, this is the final lap for Sandhu as he crosses the line. Yeah, this is the final lap of the race.
And Sandhu is just, because his pace has dropped off so much now, but it's not gonna matter because he's so far ahead. He's doing 44s now. He just put in the laps when he needed to. Took a lot of time out of the tires.
And Sandhu can just relax now. He just needs to bring it home.
It was a big chess game, wasn't it? He forced everyone to make an offensive move before him, and then he just played defense all the way. Now till the end. After those pit stops, he's not pushing at all. He is losing a sector almost to Raman.
Abhishek's on Mosquito, Spandan on Vintage. Both Ferraris have come alive in this last lap, and Mosquito makes a massive mistake, which allows Abhishek to get ahead. While Spandan on Vintage, is this gonna happen? Nothing's happening up ahead. That's why I'm switching to the battle for P7.
Yeah. So that's the only battle right now. Now Vintage versus Spandan. Now Spandan will want Vintage to get out of his way as well because he has to try for a fastest lap.
But look at his times. He's on 8 lap old softs. I don't think he's gonna be in any capacity to do the fastest lap. So Vintage just needs to he's obviously
and
not
Spandan has 6 seconds of time penalties too. I mean, so does Vintage. So they're the only 2 people with 6 seconds who have magically found each other on track.
And I think
now can Abhishek at least set the fastest lap to rescue something in this championship? No, he can't. And meanwhile, Sandhu, he's coming into the last few corners now. He's making it look
on Vintage and Spandan. What's happened to Vintage?
Vintage is spun. Let's just take a moment. The fireworks should be off in the distance right now.
As he enters the final corner, the fireworks will celebrate the Captain Sandhu's fantastic victory at the Singapore Grand Prix. A dominant win after a brilliant strategy. Well done.
Yeah.
Raman P2.
Raman will pull P2. Who would have thought that when he didn't fit under that safety car?
And Oxidized
will take P3 despite all of... Just goes to show how much pace he truly had. And Smith Shah will rescue a P4 despite... I think he spun like 3 times. And that's not even counting all of the nearly moves that he made that cost him time as well. And very, very nicely done. And I do think that Sandhu and Oxidized run out of fuel at the end on that last lap.
I don't think it mattered though. And Smith really nicely crosses the line.
Would be funny if that caused a safety car. And Abhi picks up his best finish of the season so far. P5. I think that's a P5. Malav picks up P6. And he now ties with a certain man who's going to be at the Singapore Grand Prix, I think, in terms of points, or he might have overtaken him. But Abdul Samad finishes 7th in all of that. Somehow.
Abdul has
been... He might win driver of the day the 3rd time, you know, because he's gained 13 positions, I think.
I think possibly.
Spandan in 8th. Vintage in 9th, Harshi in 10th, Abhishek in 11th. That is not going to be news to his ears when he sees that Sandhu's won the race. And Mosquito takes the last of the points. And everyone else was lapped. So
what a fantastic drive by Sandhu. He's played the strategy game to utter perfection.
Yeah.
And Reg?
That was...
Okay. Game
And
has a very
he's
interesting idea.
he's done us a brilliance because no safety cars have come out after that initial one. So we finally get to put an end to put ourselves out of our misery now. Finally, after these podium interviews,
Yes, we've
because
been
we have
at
been
this
here for a long time.
a very long time. So if you could just invite Captain Sandhu, Ramen and Oxidize to
I
the...
don't think Sandhu's gonna join because he's never joined, but I will
Yeah.
still try to invite him as somebody, as hopefully everybody leaves the
While
lobby so
I'll
we can
just
get this.
run through the order. So Sandhu from 6th to 1st, out strategizing everyone, and the race has lasted for almost an entire hour. Ramen P2 from P2, Oxidize P3 from P1. These two, Ramen and Oxidize, were very, very close during all the starts we've had, but Oxidize having a very difficult race. Smith in P4 made the tire gamble work in the end, but had a few too many spins. Abhi P5, consistent. He quietly got to P5. Malav, you
Yeah,
can
I
beat
didn't
me.
even notice that he was in P5
Yeah,
for
Malav
until
and
he was
Abhi
actually
both.
there.
Malav and Abhi both. They P5 and
Yeah, Malav, we
P6.
all saw him because of the earlier battle with Winter. I genuinely did not see Abhi at all in this race.
Abhi was pretty
I
much
would
invisible.
not be surprised if we did a different lobby and none of this is in the. But look at that,
Yes.
Abhishek. The cost of a point. He was 51 thousandths away from getting that fastest lap. And if he loses the championship by 1 point at the end of the season, like the 1 point gap it was right now, that
Yes.
51 thousandths is going to be very, very valuable. It's going
Yes.
to be worth its weight in gold.
I myself have experience of losing a championship by 1 point. So, yeah.
Must be a very incredible league that one, Chips, for a
Yes.
championship to go that down to the
Incredible.
wire at the end right there. But
Yes.
um,
But what a race we have.
yeah, I have invited everyone. Let's see if they join online.
5 or 6 DNFs. I think. Wow, this race has gone on for
My
very long.
brain hurts. That is the 3 words review for this race.
Best of luck to the stewards. I'm not sure
Yes.
how
I'm
much
so
time they're
happy
gonna have
I'm
to
not a
spend.
steward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I have invited everyone, but it says
no
that
one's
Sandhu
joining.
and Oxidas aren't even online and Ramen's not joined, so we might have to call it here,
Let's wait
Chips,
for a
without the
minute,
podium
maybe.
interviews. Let's wait, give it a minute.
Maybe you can
But
ask
yeah.
on the group. I
Yeah.
doubt anyone's gonna have any energy left. This race has been crazy.
So, okay,
All
Ramen
right,
is here.
Ramen.
Okay. So, let me just, while you question him, let me just ask if the other two are going to show up.
I doubt, but yeah, let's just go ahead. Anyways, Ramen, you here? Yes. So first of all, congratulations on the P2. Can you just walk us through your race? All the chaos, all the drama. Just walk us through it. No, he had a very poor start, Oxidize. And you were a long time race leader. You really went all out on the hards. I think until lap 20. Was it 22 or 23? Yeah. Yeah, the both of you were embroiled in a very close battle. So walk us through that. Apart from that, just well done. Your strategy was good, but I think Sandhu just out strategied the entire field. Yes, and yes, congratulations to you. And Vifix, would you have anything to ask?
I mean, not really. I think once that safety car came out, because you started on hard, so it did kind of ruin your strategy a lot at that point, especially because another safety car didn't come out later. So you basically got bottlenecked into this medium tire strategy at the end, and yeah. Yeah, but very decent drive. I mean, I think that was the most laps you've driven consecutively in this division so far, without the safety car coming out. So that was good race practice for you. But yeah, good job. Well done. Well done to the other two guys as well. I don't think they'll be joining us now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chips, over to you.
All right. So thank you, Raman. Well done. Good race from you. Great drive, P2. And well done to Captain Sandhu and Oxidize as well. It was a very chaotic race, crazy race. I think it lived up to the Singapore standard, and we did have a safety car as well, so the record is maintained. And well, I'm tired.
My brain
It's
hurts.
been a long race. It's been a very
Yeah.
we've been here for quite a
Some
while.
would say that the craziest things didn't even happen in the race. It all happened in between the race and qualify.
Yes, we had 3 starts. I think this is one of the
Yes, this is the main race.
yeah
Luckily,
the
we didn't
main
have to go to
race.
the mainer race or the mainest race,
Yeah, but
because that would have been no human should be subjected to this level of psychological trauma. But yeah,
and I sincerely hope that tomorrow we have a we don't have the issues we had right now
yeah. Uh,
in D1. So
on my final note, I'm just gonna say good luck, stewards. You're gonna need it.
yes, certainly we've had a lot of chaos and drama today, and well, I just wish the stewards best of luck, and thank you, Vifix, for joining me for
Always a
almost
pleasure.
2.5 hours
Always a
this has been.
pleasure. Yeah, always a pleasure.
Yes, and thank you everyone for tuning in, and take care, and see you all for Division 1 tomorrow. Thank you and good night and
Yeah.
bye bye.